and your personal security. And we must keep it. It's called a prayer. He is a monkey. It is designed to drown out the American heritage that we've had in this country for a very long time. They call it a culture change. I call it the demise of America. A lot of people are sitting around watching this world crumble and don't even realize what's happening before their very own eyes. They're too busy worried about Oprah Winfrey. They're too worried about football. They're too worried about Jerry Springer, instead of focusing on what is really important, and that's the core values of this country and what the forefathers fought to present to us as an American. And we need to protect it, because them people in that building are not doing anything for your best interest. They are robbing our children, our future grandchildren, of their opportunity to be Americans. They're cramming this culture change down our throats. And we, patriot Americans, are getting tired of it. If y'all want to walk around and think that life is all peachy keen, and because you're a Democrat, they're going to take care of you, you're sadly mistaken. They're not going to take care of you. They're going to turn on you just like they're going to turn on me. We need people to start paying more attention to their surroundings and what's going on in the environment when you walk out of your front door. You need to start watching how many people are taking American jobs that are not Americans. How many of your children are having a difficulty time finding a job, but when you walk out, we have all these illegal aliens taking the work. We're sending all of our resources out of this country. I mean, we're not producing much of anything anymore in this country. Very little. The EPA is just drowning out industrialization, and you may think that's a good thing, but when we can't support our own way of life because we don't make nothing anymore but a bunch of propaganda that comes from that building right there, you're all going to be sad that you didn't get involved. The information that's available to substantiate our beliefs is readily available to anybody. Don't believe one side or the other. Look at both sides and come up with your own determination. Use your own brain, your 3-pound brain that God gave you. Educate yourself. Don't be ignorant. This America is a great country, and it's a melting pot for many different people to come to this country and have opportunity, and we encourage people to do so, but do it legally, do it by the book. These people are exploiting mass quantity of people for their own gain and their own interest, to take control of your life, to take control of everything you eat, drink, sleep, and think about. And a lot of people are going to let it happen, and they're going to wake up one day and everything's going to be changed. It's happening. Look at what's going on in Ferguson. This country is going down the tubes. Dearborn, Michigan. People are being killed in the streets. I take what I stand for very passionately. I'm an American citizen. I'm a taxpayer. I raise my family and my own business. But when you try to cram and indoctrinate a whole next generation into your sick mindset on what you think is politically correct, and you're taking away everybody's free speech and trying, just, I don't know, man. We need to bond as Americans. We need to reach out to our family members and educate them that there is information out there that's just, it's so valid on what their agenda is. And they don't even live by their own rules.
that are
He
not
thinks
legal.
he can do whatever he wants. Well, there's certain ways of doing things in this country, and he can care less about you. He can care less about what's right. He can care less about what's right for this country. He's too selfish. He's too arrogant. A lot of you people will probably think, oh, he's just a long-haired, crazy guy. He don't know nothing. Maybe so. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're wrong. God bless America.
My name is Denise, and I'm here. I have a son that has served in the military. Okay, I have a son that has served in the military for this country. He's sick of this. We're all sick of it. All of us here are patriots for our country, veterans, oath keepers, everybody. We're going to continue to do this, and we're going to have a mass rally, and we call you out. We call you out, Hussein Obama, for a public debate. We want you to debate us all. We have questions. We want answers to them. December the 10th, all of you that can hear me and all of you that will hear me, please make sure you come. Because we're calling you out, sir. We want a debate with you. By the way, Operation American Freedom. That's what it's called.
How are you doing today? Come on, let's get some interaction here. I'm talking to everyone out there. Hello? Hello? Are you Americans? No. I had a no. Who is that? The guy over there. I got a counter-protester here. All right. This is awesome. My name is Bill Lumen. I'm the owner of U.S. Crane. I'm a small business owner. I live in the great state of Georgia. I was born in the great state of Texas. I've been raised all over this United States. I served 10 years in the United States Marine Corps, faithfully and loyally. I served your country for 10 years. And I really do not want this town renamed Obama-stan. I do not want to see a statue erected because he circumvented Congress and decided to make himself a deity or make himself a king. I firmly believe in what the founders' principles were when they put that pen to paper, almost like how he put pen to paper yesterday and signed an executive order. But the founders, their principles and their intentions were that you be the masters of this nation. Federal government is subservient to our will. Right now we have in place an electoral process that is supposed to give us the power, to elect our officials. I look at it now as the way I look at it now is a popularity contest. We got two parties. We've got the Republican Party, we got the Democrat Party. They have self-empowered themselves to the point that they need to stay in place. They want their salaries, their retirement. They want everything that everybody out here wants, security. And they want to keep their jobs. And they'll do anything they can to make sure that we are doing their will and business as usual. Our founding fathers put in place something called the Bill of Rights. And right now I am exercising my First Amendment right to stand in front of the White House, where we have twice elected somebody that has incrementally changed our government, fundamentally changed this nation. And you heard him say those words. We are days away from fundamentally changing this nation. And now you are witnesses to what he is doing. Am I wrong?
Are you talking about good things or bad things?
Sir, come here. Come here. Interact with me.
This one will, I'm sure. Are you talking about good things or bad things he's doing?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Say something. You tell me.
I think that he's trying his best. I think that Congress is kind of screwing him over. I think he has a lot of good ideas. I wish he would stand more strongly on them. I think he's trying to, clean up some stuff. And I think that he's trying his best. And that he's having a hard time.
I think he's doing his best too. No, you have the First Amendment right to say exactly what you said. Thank you. But please, sir. This gentleman counters what you just said, son. I'm not belittling you. Come back.
Those right there.
Come back.
Those right there. They didn't want to hear it. Bill. Those guys. Get those guys right there. They don't believe it.
What this gentleman just expressed, if you didn't hear it, he's ruling by executive fiat. You say Congress, you say that Congress is a block to what he is trying to do good? Let me tell you about Congress. The House of Representatives have passed numerous bills, and they lay on the desk of Senator Harry Reid's desk. And they will lay there until the new Congress takes over in January. Then we will put that theory to test. The new Congress hopefully will pass those bills to that desk that resides where he puts his feet up on my desk, your desk, in that White House, and the new Congress will hand it, and they say, do it or get off the pot time. I'm trying to keep it politically correct. I'm a United States Marine, so believe me, it's hard for me to be politically correct.
I'm United States Army retired.
Hoorah.
I'm United States Army retired.
United States Army, this is a soldier, retired. Anybody else want to come here? I want you to be part of this. I want everybody to interact with what I'm saying.
Yeah, everybody has a right to say what they want.
You all have a right to speak. He's saying he's trying to do his best. Is he doing his best when he's sending billions of our dollars, with or without approval, to nations that are striving to kill us? Is he doing his best when he's issuing orders to partially disarm our border patrol so that more and more illegal aliens, doggone it, there's that politically correct thing, I should be saying, undocumented workers are coming across our border from how many different nations? He is letting this occur on his watch without our approval. And it's not just Hispanics that are coming from Mexico, they're coming from Yemen. They're coming from the Middle East. They're coming from South America. I, as a Marine, know for a fact that I don't think 100% of those people that are illegally entering our nation are coming over here with their best interest in mind. Well, let me rephrase that. Yes, they do have their best interest in mind, just not ours. I am pro legal immigration. If you do a little background check on me, ladies and gentlemen, my father was Germanic Jew.
Nobody.
His parents were immigrants. He was legally born on this soil. He is eligible to sit in that office if he were alive today. The people that are coming across our border are not eligible if they're coming over illegally, right? Am I losing you on this? Somebody else interact with me, please. Sir, how about you? Where are you from?
I'm from Toronto. Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada. They look more American than we do now, in my opinion. They have more freedoms up there, or they're going to have more freedoms up there than we will have here soon. If we allow this government to run as business as usual, they will take more and more and more of our liberty away from us. How many of you are doing as well as you were 6 years ago? I want to show you a show of hands. Let's make it easy. How many of you have a larger savings account, a nicer car, a prettier house than you did 6 years ago? We got one. Come on, I want to see a show of hands. 2. Any more? Come on. I know there's got to be more. He's telling me the economy's on an uptick. Gross revenue in my company went from, let's just say it's 60% less in my company that I own, 60% less than when the day he took office. 3 years ago, I was so frustrated with the economy and people asking me for a job and not being able to hire them, that I put a sign on the back of my company vehicles that said I'm no longer hiring until Obama's gone. I got a visit from his pals, or the people that protect him, known as Secret Service, 3 years ago last month. I think it's fair that I'm here paying him a visit today. Turnabout fair play. The magic Muslim named Obama that sits in that office does not have your best interest in mind. He is intentionally degrading the ability of the Constitution to protect you, the people. He is intentionally, incrementally, inch by inch, day to day, taking away your liberties even as we speak. I agree wholly with what Manny says. I drove from Georgia on God's good grace and thanks to donations because I am broke, because this economy is still in a floundering state. I drove from Georgia last night just to be here to support my fellow Marine, Manny Vega, and to continue to get the word out to you that this gentleman in this White House that is residing here does not have our best interest at heart. You want to get on mic? Sorry. Where are you from? That's professionalism right there, to be honest with you. That is. Capitol Police, Secret Service, I have the highest respect for you. You two are an oath keeper, like myself. I hope none of us will become oath breakers. I hope that we will stand shoulder to shoulder, side by side, against any threat to this nation that may come to this nation. And that we will protect and defend the Constitution of the United States with our last and dying breath. I love this nation. I love the opportunity I've had with this nation. It hurts my heart to stand here, or even have to stand here, in front of a beautiful symbol of freedom, and to even have the slight doubt that our government is no longer here to serve us, but to empower themselves, and then start ruling through, in his case, executive fiat, possibly step by step building this into a dictatorial fascist-style government that can in one fell swoop become places where I was told, or what I've read in history, were evil places. I don't want the United States to look like Germany, a fascist government. I don't want the United States to look like Cuba, a dictatorship. I do not want to be watching TV, watching tanks roll down this street like in Tiananmen Square, running over citizens who stand there unarmed because they have been disarmed by their government and die.
You want to talk?
I want everybody here to understand. Yes, sir.
I didn't go looking for this, it just came up.
Just pulled up something, he's Googling. It happened to pop up.
It just came up on my scan, I didn't go looking for it.
Maybe NSA sent it to you. They knew I was here. But he pulled it up and it lists out all the presidents incrementally that have issued executive orders throughout our history. And at the very top of the list was a gentleman by the name of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And many of you have studied history know Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
And second from the bottom was President Obama.
And second from the bottom, I'm being coached here, was President Barack Hussein Obama. Right? Okay. Let's look at that.
Reagan has more, Bush 1 has more.
Reagan has more, Bush 1, Bush 2 both have more. But second from the bottom is Barack Hussein Obama. Now, the impact of an executive order can be monumental. You can sign one executive order, just one. And if nobody questions that, it could destroy a nation. Now, at the top of that list, if you remind, or correct me if I'm wrong, at the top of the list, some of the fine names, such as Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson. Those presidents had monumental impact on this nation. Woodrow Wilson historically started, some say, the progressive movement that has led us to where we are today. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, well-known president. He gave us two things in his legacy. He gave us TVA, and he gave us term limits, because that sitting Congress, after he died in office, decided that they didn't want more than 2 terms to be served by any sitting president, because they feared he would become a king. Barack Hussein Obama signed an executive order yesterday that basically said to you and I, the Constitution is null and void, what I say is law, and I am going to do what the heck I want. This order, this executive order he signed, and then playing that high school bull of pointing fingers at the House Republicans and saying it's all their fault that I've got to do their job. This executive order he signed means that he has every intent to take this nation over and rule by, like this gentleman said back here, executive fiat. He will not stop here. Do you all remember Sandy Hook? You remember all the children that died at Sandy Hook? Did it amaze anybody besides me that within hours there was already a bill to limit magazine capacity and your gun rights and your ability to carry something that kind of looks like a military-grade weapon? Within hours, hundreds of pages of this bill were magically written just after Sandy Hook. And did anybody know that this gentleman up here threw a temper tantrum when it didn't pass his beloved Senate that he was in charge of? Or, I'm sorry, Harry Reid was in charge of. It bothered me. It still bothers me to this day. Yes, sir.
Can I get a picture of me and you?
Of course.
Yes. I think so. Here.
Last time I came up here was in 1983. I was a United States Marine Corporal. I came up here with a fellow corporal. And we came up here to Indiana to visit his new wife.
Economy, my son is 24.
And I was awestruck
I live in North Carolina, and he has
by
a
the
high
beauty
school
of
diploma
this capital city.
period.
I was impressed with the commanding officers that I met at the Marine Corps Annex. And I felt good about myself. And that was a time and era just after Carter.
It's not fair to
That was back just after our bicentennial when everybody was growing a beard and everybody was sticking to the founder's message. Everybody had a love for this country and everybody stood on their hometown streets on the 4th of July.
This country right now.
And their chests swelled with pride as the American flag went by.
Bypass.
The same feeling they got when their high school bands were going down that road. Do you remember those days?
Start them out as an E2, making
America was a beautiful nation then. America is still retaining some of that beauty now. And if we step back and recapture that type of America and put it back in place by
it's like 700.
restoring honor to these great halls, restoring honor to this house, and restoring honor to the Supreme Court, and we can have those days again. America was the country that was founded as a grand experiment. It was founded as a constitutional republic. America is the country that took a bunch of ragtag farmers and fought a huge, overwhelming, oppressive form of government known as the British Empire.
Okay, and he's in jail right now.
America
took
those small embers of freedom that they had blown out, the flames, and built to the grand freedom that everybody throughout this world wants to copy. But they have failed to copy and paste and spread the beauty of this freedom worldwide. Instead, they have met with opposition. They have met with people that want to be self-empowered. You've got nations that are run by dictators under the pretense of a democracy, which is not what this nation is. It is a constitutional republic. And they failed to totally empower their people, so their government failed.
We are considered domestic terrorists.
Their people aren't allowed to stand here with a bullhorn and look like an idiot like I'm doing right now.
Do you know?
Because they do not have that freedom.
Do you know?
I hope I'm annoying somebody up there.
We coded. Yes. That man right there. Obama
because our country flourished for 200 years, and we have stayed off the walls of socialism, the walls of communism, the walls of dictatorship, the walls of fascism for over 230 years since the birth of this nation. We have been
freedom of speech.
The guiding light towards freedom.
Exactly.
Bottom line. But those nations have tried to copy what we have done in this grand experiment that our founders put forth have failed because they failed to make you, the people, like we did here, the masters of our government.
You guys, it's the home of the free and the brave, you know? I didn't realize you were domestic terrorists.
I've educated him a little bit.
Yeah? Is that what they've said in public? What? Yes.
No, really, we're not.
What am I going to say?
What are you talking about? What you feel? These countries that are under free names.
He's going to tell you the truth of what he feels.
I thought this was the home of the free and the...
30 years ago.
I thought this was the home of the free and the brave. I didn't realize that by speaking your mind and standing up for democracy, you'll be labeled as domestic terrorists. I think it's strange, odd, and vaguely disgusting. I think these people should be listened to. They've got a valid opinion, to fight for their country, and they deserve to be looked after. That's what I think. The home of democracy should protect democracy. I'm from Britain, England, and I'm a Geordie, and I believe that democracy is a privilege that should be protected. Thank you.
Are speaking about how this country was founded on Christian Judeo principles.
And you've made no effort to verify
Our
facts whatsoever.
schools are ushering out God out of the school system.
No, I do.
And in that immediate vacuum, it is being replaced by what this gentleman is yelling.
Am I correct?
No.
What did you do to
Yes,
verify?
sir.
What did you do
Ladies
to
and
verify?
gentlemen, Islam is being ushered
Give me the name of the school
and
your
taught
son goes
to your children.
Not in my you're talking about.
It's always happens through a friend of a friend or somebody you don't really know.
The young, pretty lady over there said nobody gives an F. Everybody has a right to believe the way they want. And when my child goes to school and believes in God, but is told
I spent my money to come up here.
And I mean, this thing
that Islam is going to replace God in our schools, after so many years that the left has argued that there should be a separation of church and state, and they've perverted the Constitution to the degree where we cannot even say the Pledge of Allegiance in our schools because it contains the word God, but yet they allow them to say
taxes were a lot higher.
Allah
After World War II,
in its place.
marginal tax rates were like
It's coming.
90%. Now they're like 39%. I'm talking about the top marginal tax rate. The amount you pay.
Yes, everybody has a right to preach the way they want and believe the way they want and love whoever they want and live in whatever country they want. But this is a Christian Judeo nation that extends the rights for everybody to practice their religions however they want or lack thereof. You can worship a rock, and it is covered in the Constitution.
You're letting the rich control everything.
That is the First
They're
Amendment.
playing right into their hands with this.
But when it is forced upon others in society,
Join the
then
Democratic
it
Party.
starts to encroach upon
about
that
the
First
middle class.
Amendment and that other individual's
President
right
Obama
to
cares about the middle
freedom
class.
of religion.
He cares about economic opportunity for everybody, not just the wealthy.
Incrementally, fundamentally change our government. We are just 5 days away from fundamentally changing our nation. Some kind of what he said.
I believe in voting for party because what party a person decides to belong to tells me more about them than anything else.
Anybody else? Anybody? That lady that said, so eloquently said the F word, would you like to come back over here and grab the bullhorn? You listen to her
That's
IQ.
what the Democratic Party believes. That's what the Republican Party clearly does not believe. The Republican Party wants to cut everything about government.
Come on, I'm a Marine. I never have walked away from battle.
They want to cut all environmental regulation. They want to cut all financial regulation so that the banks can just do anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, Manny has stood here day in and day out, night after night. He was down here a couple weeks ago and got my attention. I said, I've got to beat that devil dog. I've got to shake that guy's hand. He was out here telling the President of the United States, that's not what I term him, he was telling Mr. Obama that he needs to resign, to get off Fox News and resign. And I wholeheartedly, 100% support Manny's thought process.
Bless America, my home sweet home.
God bless America.
Semper Fi.
Restore our Constitution.
Restore our constitutional republic. Thank you.